So first question, Ben, is what do you do?
It's a great question. Basically, we take the lead on almost anything physical within the football club and for the players. So on a day-to-day basis, that is working with the manager to plan training. So the manager's very modern, if you like, in his thinking, and he wants us to almost lead the process in how much the boys should be doing day to day, week to week. So we'll have a big involvement in that. And then obviously going out onto the pitch, we'll be taking warm-ups, getting the lads ready for the session. We'll be taking any kind of conditioning, runs, any recovery aspects. So when the boys play on a Saturday, the Monday for the starters will be a recovery day. So we'll be leading on that. It's basically just anything that's kind of the physical aspect of the performance we lead.
The part played by sports science in football has grown massively, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. And the game year on year is getting quicker, more intense. So I think that it brings in an importance, if you like, for our kind of role, because we need to have, if you like, the long-term vision in mind. So it's very easy to focus on the next game and the next week or the month that we're in, where I think now, because of the intensity that's placed on the boys every day, there needs to be someone who can take a bit of a longer term approach to it. And actually, it's not just about getting them fit for August and September, but can we keep them fit by the time we get to March and April? You know, that time where a lot of teams might be losing bodies because of injury, with the season taking its toll. I think that's where we really earn our money.
Is that the difficulty? Is that one of the big difficulties, balancing short term and long term then?
It is, yeah, because obviously we're in a sport where the players need to be at it every week, and every game is as important as, you know, each other. So it's hard. It can be hard to almost look past the next game that's coming up, the next couple of games, and focus for the back end of the season. But again, I think we work really well together here. We've got a manager that buys into it, so it becomes a lot easier because we've got the trust in the back end of the manager to make the more longer term decisions, if you like.
What's your background? Where have you come from to a job like this?
So my background was, I've got footballs in the family. So my dad was a professional footballer and has then gone into coaching and management. So that, as a child growing up, I was always around this environment, always wanted to work in the industry. And then it was a case of identifying how. So I've got a love for fitness, if you like, so got into identify the sports science side as being a viable route. Went to university, got my undergraduate, got my master's down in England, and then it was just getting experience alongside that as well. So I had a little spell at Birmingham for a year interning with the academy, when I worked with Burton Albion for about 18 months with the first team, and then left there to go to Solihull Moors, and then that's just led me up here.
So you must be the smartest guy in the coaching team then, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, they'll tell you otherwise, but there's a chance, yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of publicity recently about sports science and how big an impact sports science has in the decision-making process of when a player is ready to play. Are there clashes where the coaching team are pretty keen to get somebody back involved, and you've got to say, well, no, wait a minute, this could mean long-term damage?
There is, yeah. There's discussions every day about how we manage certain players, whether we put them back in, whether it's too soon to put them back in, how much they need managing. Those kind of conversations happen every day. There's obviously recently been some higher profile incidents with it. What I would say is that every sports scientist has got a different threshold as to at what point they need to get involved and, if you like, try and influence the manager. I would say that myself and Stevie here, we probably usually come in at a later point. So the manager wants us to be the fittest team in the league. He wants us to outrun, outfight players. So to do that, they've got to train hard. So it's then hard to work for the manager if we're going to come in all the time and say, well, this player's not ready yet, that player's not ready yet. So we tend to go towards more of the, if you like, pushing the players rather than being too conservative. But obviously there is a time where we come in. What I would say is, because we don't mollycoddle the players and try to pull them out unnecessarily, when we do go to the manager and say, this lad needs managing, he tends to just back us and take our word for it, because we're not abusing our position, if you like.
Do you think you are the fittest team in the league?
I think so. I suppose it's hard to measure it exactly, but what I would say is the GPS numbers that I look at from the games is the highest that I've seen from any other team I've worked with. Obviously longer you spend in the game, you see other bits of data as well from different teams. I think we've outrun any other team that I've seen data on, but we look fit as well. I think if you watch us on a Saturday, I do think we look like we can run faster, harder than other teams and for longer. So I do think we are the fittest, yeah.
Are you enjoying the season? It's looking like an exciting finale, isn't it?
Yeah, it's obviously the kind of season that anyone working in football wants to be in, being at the right end of the table, going for titles. So it's been really enjoyable. As you say, the fact that I do think we're the fittest side of it from a personal point of view makes it a lot more enjoyable as well, because you feel like you're doing, some elements of your job right. But no, it's been brilliant.
Great, Ben. Thank you very much.
Top man, thank you.